The simplest thing that you can do to create your results. The simplest thing that you can do to create results. Think about this. What is something that I guarantee that I would say 90% of people do not do? They don't do it. I don't understand it why, but that's not why we're here today. So the simplest thing that you can do, it costs no money, very little effort to increase your daily results. Who knows what it is? Block your time in a calendar. Really, Maria? Yes. Time blocking in a calendar. It is proven that people who block time get better results than those that don't. So what do? Okay, take open your calendar, look at today. What's in it? Most people will open it and see nothing in the calendar. That can be scary, especially on January 2nd. However, you want to block your most important things first. And if you are in any type of sales, you want to block your calling. So you take, say, you're starting your day at 8, at 9, whatever time. You're going to block from 8:30. In our case, from 8:30 to 8:45 is our daily success huddle. From 9 to 10, first hour of time block calling. Now, if you have no appointments in your schedule, let me repeat this. If you have no appointments in your schedule in any particular day, there's really hardly anything else that needs to be done other than making follow-up calls to clients and prospects and making new contacts. So the first hour, 9 to 10, you want to block it. You can do it in 55-minute segments. You take 5 minutes, you get up, you use the bathroom, you go and get some tea, coffee, water, then you make the next time, 10 to 11. So you block in your calendar, prospect, lead follow-up, 11 to 12, same thing. You want to put in what your lunch is going to be. So factoring making your lunch or just getting it out of the refrigerator or going to buy it, put your lunch in your schedule. And you put every single thing that you need to do that you want to accomplish into your schedule on a daily basis. The best way to do this is for the week. You prepare on the week ahead. So you could do it on Saturday or Sunday nights or Sunday day. And you look at the week and you say, okay, here's what I want to accomplish this week. I want to set X appointments. I want to go on X appointments. I want to call X number of past clients. I want to ask for Google reviews. I want to put some time in my schedule for marketing, for making content, for whatever it is. Every single thing in every hour should be time blocked. Now, can you keep an hour or two, a half hour open in the morning? You even want to time block your time to answer calls, to answer emails, and check emails. That should not be happening while you're doing your prospecting time. It should not. Because actually what happens, it distracts you from actually focusing on the most important task that you need to do to move your business forward, which is making the follow-up calls and contacting people. In my case, it would be reaching out to real estate agents and reaching out to sellers and putting some other things into place with our mortgage company. So I would have time blocked for every single thing. And any day that I am working, you will see that I have a time block schedule. And in the afternoon, I usually leave some time available. I will do things like interviews from 12 to 2. That's the time I leave for interviews, or a little bit later, but generally I like to do them 12 to 2. So here's my daily schedule. Okay. I start my day at 7. And at 7, I'm checking emails. First, I look through that. I send messages to Slack for our team, for marketing, for assistants, to our sales team on Slack. And then at that point, then I'll go in and I'll start doing my comps for the day. I'll also check and see who I need to reach out to for the day in regards to follow up for interviews. My schedule is already time blocked for making the calls, making the seller calls, and making the agent calls. So it'll look something like this. From 7 to 7:30, I'm sending out messages to the staff. From 7:30 to 8, I'm checking all emails from the night before and sending emails to people that need to follow up on things that may have come in. From 8 to 8:30, I am following up and doing any comps that aren't done yet. For 8:30 to 8:45, we have our huddle. At 9 to 10, 9:55, making follow-up calls, calling database. Take a break at 10, from 9:55 to 10, from 10 to 10:55, the same thing. Now, and I take another break. From 10:55 from 11:05 to 11:55, I'm calling, emailing, reaching out to agents to see who is looking for an opportunity and who's open-minded and would hear about the opportunity we have at our company. I usually eat lunch around 12:30 or 1. So I'll continue with this on until that time. 12:30, I get lunch ready in the kitchen, have salad, I just put it together. I make my own salad dressing and I eat. Now, I've been eating at my desk. Sometimes I eat in the kitchen. I'm going this year to take that half hour to regroup, and I'm going to read something or listen to a podcast for a half hour. Then the afternoons are usually blocked from 12 to 2 with open time for interviews. And the rest of the day, I'm doing listing appointments. So the first half of my day is all about following up, calling in database, calling sellers, and calling agents. Lunch, the second half of the day, is interviews and listing appointments, and listing interviews. And then I check the email later, and then I look at the day and I prepare for the next day. My schedule usually fills up within 72 hours in advance. Sometimes in the slower times of the year, 48 hours, but generally 72 hours. So I know what my schedule is going to be. A lot of times that day, we have appointments that come in that are calling and they want to list a property. So I have my afternoons available for that. I want to make and have that call with that seller as soon as possible. Generally after the morning, because the morning is for the follow-up for everybody else. And then as soon as I'm available, and I'll even take them starting at 12. And if I have no interviews at 12, 1 or 2, then I will have seller appointments for the rest of the day. Now, there's certain days that I do financials and marketing, but generally, if you look at the schedule and you can then figure out, well, my gosh, no wonder you can do so many appointments because everything is time blocked. And for the appointments, I generally time block 30 minutes. Unless I'm leaving the office, but if it's at the office on the phone or in person, it's a 30-minute time block. And I know this sounds super basic, but you would be surprised at how many people don't do it. And they just go through the day willy-nilly with whatever's coming up, whatever gets thrown at them. I think it's a terrible way to run business, quite frankly. And I wouldn't have done as much as I do without time blocking the schedule. Another reason to time block your schedule, a lot of people want to multitask. Multitasking is not a good idea. When somebody tells me they multitask, I get scared because they're not focusing. And you need to be able to focus. And it helps distractions. So if you're going and you are focused on just this thing for this time and then you take a break, you have less distractions, you're more intentional, you have more energy towards this because you know at the end, okay, I finished that. I feel accomplished. You feel accomplished. Who doesn't want to feel accomplished? One of the other things is you don't want to overwork. So if you're working like 12 hours, 14 hours a day, most likely your schedule isn't time blocked and you're wasting time doing things that you probably shouldn't be doing. So this is very helpful in making sure that also that doesn't happen. And also, don't you want to know where your time is going each and every day? Think about that. Where is my time going each day? I did a little study of time, of hours worked, and I figured out over 100 days, if I worked that time, 12-hour days, I would get 1,200 hours. That same exact time, taking out the weekends, I work 700 hours. And taking that time and adding in those 2 days almost doubles the production of time working. But what can that mean in business? Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about maximizing your time and stacking your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop some comments in the comment section, and happy calendaring, happy calendaring, everybody.